Hi guys, this is your girl Lisa Baxter, giving you one more little tidbit, little tidbits and stuff, and just to talk to you about gatherings, stopping the spread of germs, and as to where's a good way and the right way to wear masks. Just a little bit of something, something. Okay, if you are gathering, I was glad to get this in the mail because I couldn't believe it. You know, And the ESRD network and AAKP send me a lot of stuff that I could learn myself personally and do personally and to share with you. So I take pictures of stuff and put it online. I also show it when I'm doing videos and stuff like that. And I'll give you a little bit of what they're saying and said and things that I've learned as well. Okay, great. All right. Now, if you are gathering, this is a safety checklist if you're gathering. If you decide to gather, there's always a risk of spreading COVID-19 infection. So if you gather, you're taking a risk. Help lessen this risk through pre-planning, conversation, and some trade-offs, okay? Before you gather. So this is what you got to do before you gather, and this is what it's saying. Have the conversation. Get really clear with friends and family about how you will make safety a priority when spending time together. Set some ground rules that will help everyone know what to expect. So if you set ground rules, some people ain't coming. And that's just how some people are. But hopefully with this, they'll learn something. All right? They'll know what to expect. All right. Visit coronavirus.wa.gov/gatherings. And that'll give you something right there. Don't worry, I'm going to show you. I'll show you some of that. I don't know if you can see it up close, but they have websites for mostly any and everything if you're going to do that. All right. Review your guest list. So know who's coming. Review your guest list. Are there people who may be in a risk category, a risk type category, or children? Think about special needs and precautions as part of your planning. So if they have special issues and stuff, make that a part of what you're doing. Check your space and gathering outside if possible, because they really want you to do it outside. But it's wintertime, at least in New York it is, and it's cold outside. Or if it was any other time, everybody will be outside and you'll try to do it that way. But anyway, all right, if possible. Is there room to spread out? So you need enough room, at least 6 feet apart from people, all right, that you don't live with. So the people that you don't live with, they're talking about. All right. If there is an outside space like a park where you could meet, if outside, will there be a bathroom for people to use? So you got to remember those kind of things. Open windows. They ask you to open windows if you're gathering. Also, remind guests to bring warm clothes. So I guess if you open the window, it might be chilly or cold for them. Right size your guest list. So you got to know how many. All right. Limit the number of guests based on the number allowed in your country. Okay, per the safety, the safety of what your country is telling you to do. Okay, is it indoor? Is it outdoor? Allow whatever your country tells you. Do a healthy check. Ask if anyone has had symptoms such as coughs, fevers, shortness of breath, in at least 2 weeks, in the last 2 weeks, ask guests to check their temperature before arriving. Anyone with a fever or who have had other symptoms or known they have been exposed to someone with COVID-19. So if they've been exposed to it, these are the people that cannot attend the party, of course. They should stay home. If that's what is in writing here, stay home. They should stay home, right? All right. Consider the children, the kids, having trouble playing 6 feet apart because children. It takes a lot of practice. I work in a school where the children are from 2 to 5 years old, and it takes practice keeping them apart and stuff like that, and telling them, and you have to, Jondo, all of it. You know what I mean? So, consider that when it comes to the children. They have to keep washing their hands, and frequent washing their hands and stuff. And remembering kids are under 2 should never wear a mask. So if the child is under 2, they shouldn't wear a mask. Clean, clean, clean. If you're hosting frequent disinfectant surfaces that people may encounter during their visit, so you gotta keep it all disinfected down, is what I'm seeing and saying and hearing. I know at work we have to do that. In places I've been had to do that too, medical spots and places. So they keep their stuff. And I try to keep my stuff all around here too. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I don't have any visitors, but I have family members that do, and I try to stay clear, stay back, and stuff like that. And some of them have had no masks on and what have you. And I talk to them about it, and I talk to the young people about it, and the people who live here about it. And sometimes people just don't care or don't pay you any attention, or they feel like they don't have it. But love you enough to care. Somebody had a mask on the other day, and I said, thank you for caring. Thank you for listening. Thank you for doing it, because every guest of the family member didn't always listen. So I thank God for that. Protect yourself. Get tested. All right. Wait a minute. Before get tested, consider pre-event quarantine. Can all participants, including yourself, self-quarantine for 14 days before the gathering? Okay. Get tested. If you have been around many other people or do not regularly wear a mask, get a COVID-19 test to make sure that you're negative. Take into account that it can take a few days to receive the test results. So you don't get them right away. If you test negative, you still need to wear a mask and to keep your distance from other people when you socialize. So even if you're negative, you still got to be careful and cautious. While gathering, wash early and often. Ask adults, kids to wash hands on arrival, when after eating, and before leaving with soap and water for 20 seconds. If they have no access to a sink, provide hand sanitizer. Okay? Gathering outside, if at all possible. If indoors, open windows or increase ventilation. So you got to have some ventilation up in there. I guess you're breathing the same air. Could be some problems and troubles. All right. Mask up. A face covering at all times when not eating. Consider having extra masks on hand if people forget. So if somebody visiting, I ain't mad if you take a temperature or not. And you have extra masks, hand some out. Avoid close contact. Smile, air hug only. And prepare kids ahead of time to do the same. So talk to the children, talk to your children or whoever they're going to see. People are so used to socializing. This is new for us. So, I mean, it's almost a year we've been dealing with it, but still, it still takes talk, it takes practice and everything else. After the gathering, wash hands again. Wash for 20 seconds. Soap and water, do your thing. Soap and water, right? All right. Sanitizer. Clean all surfaces that may have been touched by guests, such as the tabletops, fixtures with soap and water first, and then a disinfectant agent. So soap and water is first, then disinfectant agent. All right. Some people just do the disinfectant stuff. But who knew? All right. We all learning. We getting better at all of this. Watch for symptoms. Alert others at the gathering if there's a positive test among anyone in attendance. Wow. Oh, you got to out the person. Shando. Well, if there's a positive test, they wouldn't be at the party. So in no sense you ain't got to out them if they ain't there. You know what I'm saying? So they can't come. Some people are private and don't want to be known. And then some people, care and will tell you or put it out there. Learn more about what to do when you have been exposed. You might have been exposed, so you got to know what to do when you've been exposed. Okay? All right. Stop the spread of germs. Is this something or what? Isn't that nice? How they got these posters and stuff up? Make things easier for people to read. Sometimes when it's too much writing, they will not read it. It's just too much words for them. They can't deal with it or what have you. So you gotta, it's good to put it this way. Stop the spread of germs. Help prevent the spread of respiratory disease like COVID-19. So stop the COVID, stop the coronavirus. Okay, do what you got to do to stop it. Okay, stay at least 6 feet, 2 arms lengths from the other person, right? Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue, then throw the tissue in the trash and wash your hands. So after you caught that, throw it away and wash your hands. Yes, Lord. All right. When in public, wear a mask over your nose and mouth. I've seen some people have it here, and I'm like, what's going on here? I had to talk to a driver more than once about that. I said, honey, you got to cover the whole thing. I can't enter the vehicle without this thing on. Y'all very strict about that. So I need to be strict about my transplant. You know what I mean? I need to keep it live and going. You know what I mean? And you should want to do that. You should want to do that. I don't know you don't have it. I don't want to know. You know what I mean? I just want you to do what you're supposed to do with that mask. If it's required of me, it's required of you, especially if you work for that company. All right? Do not touch your eyes. Don't touch your eyes. Don't touch your nose. And don't touch your mouth. That's what they're saying. Okay? And I know it's so easy. You're doing something and you'll rub your eye or you be talking girl song and you done touched your face. You done done some of everything and you don't mean to do it. Some things are just habit and sometimes you don't even know you did it. Because sometimes, I do all kinds of things, do all of this and you don't notice. And you go, oh, and you stop, But I do wear gloves too. I'm just that extra. All right. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces. I know at work they have to do, they had to do that anyway with the toys. They've been doing that for years before the COVID. So they had to clean and disinfect the toys because kids put stuff in their mouth, put the toy in their mouth, bite the toy, all kind of stuff. So you had to do that. So you had to do the same things, People even put pens and pencils in their mouth, and around the house or in the office or whatever. But keep your surfaces clean. Doorknobs are touched all the time. You know what I mean? The things that's touched all the time. The banisters is touched all the time too. That ain't down here, but we know that the banister, you got to lean on that to get up a flight of steps and everything. All right. Stay home when you are sick or expected to get except to get medical care. So stay home and get your medical care. All right. That's very important. Wash your hands, okay, often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. I know when I first started my job almost 25 years ago when we was washing hands, then I learned that you had to get in between there. You had to get, the nails. You had to get, you had to get the whole hand, everything. Go all the way in, you know what I mean? And we had to sing the happy birthday song. And they had specialists come in to teach us hand washing and everything. They had stuff posted up about it. You got to do what you got to do. Now, this is a picture of how you're supposed to wear the mask. But I'm just going to say a little bit about it, not too much, because I talked about it already. And I said I wasn't going to keep you guys longer sometimes when I get on the talk, just for a minute anyway. A few minutes. I try not to talk more than 30. I go over sometime. I'm human. Is a mistake from the head, not the heart. Okay? All right. You guys are fantabulous. You guys are outstanding. All right. You guys are a blessing. So it's a lesson in that blessing. Okay. Now, how do you wear a non-medical fabric mask safely? All right. They said people can wear, bandanas and stuff over their face as well. And I've seen people with cloth things doing that. But this is what they're saying. All right, clean your hands before touching the mask. You got to clean it before you touch the mask. All right. Inspect the mask for damages if it's dirty. So sometimes it's dirty. I don't know about you. I was doing something and the thing broke right off my ear. It just sang cling and the mask that flew right across the room. Or practically hung. It hung on my ear, and I think then it dropped or flew across the room. But anyway, it was off, and I was like, I got so scared. I took it. I don't know if I made a knot in it and put it back on until I could find another one or what. Did the cover thing with, took it and put it over. Hey, you'd be surprised, but I keep masks everywhere. They're all around my room here. They're all around the house. They're all around in my office, in my drawer, my desk. So I keep them. I have them hung up and stuff like that. Well, anywho, right? All right. Adjust the mask to your face without leaving gaps on the side. I know I had put one on, and I'm telling you, it still has space here and here, and I'm pulling it down this way. I pulled it up that way. I pulled it back this way. I even got one of those things that attach. I wish I would have brought that over here because my supervisor gave that to me, Petra Padilla. And it helps because I got ear irritation and bothered by it. So she gave me something that do it. So you can able to, do the mask like this and put it back on and keep it good and keep it in place a lot better, and it really killed the gaps and stuff because you will get a gap here and there sometime. Cover your mouth and nose and chin for that too, right? Even though the chin ain't breathing, but I guess it keeps it to help it to stay snug. Avoid touching the mask. All right. I know my nose kept itching while at the mask. I was breaking out all around here with a rash. I don't know. I have sensitive skin, which I know. You know what I mean? And sometimes I felt like stuff was crawling up my nose, all kind of crazy stuff. I laughed when my sister said the same thing. And I said, okay, I felt a little better. You just probably all think me crazy, but I don't know if it was the particles, because even whether it was a cloth mask or the other mask, it did the same thing. Clean your hands before removing your mask. So you got to clean your hands before you remove it. All right. Remove the mask by the straps behind the ears and the head. So they like you. I didn't even bring a mask over here. They way over there. I didn't want to have to get up. Maybe I will, but they want you, when you're removing it, to move it outward like this and then take it off. So I'll give you a demonstration. I don't mind. I like the orange one. It makes me think of kidneys, but I got orange and green, and I got the other ones too. But see? So you have to take it that way and then take it off. So, all right. Okay, where we up to? Yes. All right. All right. Put the mask away from your face. Put it away from your face. Okay. Store the mask in a clean plastic, okay, bag. I don't know if to say recyclable or what. It's so small. If you can see it, you got me. Oh, reusable? All right. They got them tiny bags. Well, I know this is in the bag, but my point is the bag itself. So they got bags and stuff like this. I have been known to put mine in the bag like that. All right. Remove the mask by the straps when taking it off out of the bag. So even by when you're taking it out the bag, they still want you to take it out by the straps. Okay. Wash the mask in soap or detergent. Okay. Preferably with hot water at least once a day. So it's with hot water. I washed it by hand and I have put it in the washing machine, but I don't mind washing them by hand. The cloth ones. You know what I mean? I heard people even say they had washed the papery ones or reused the papery ones, especially when they were desperate. And I've seen people have sprayed it with alcohol to use it again or reuse it and stuff like that, when they were scarce and hard to get and they didn't want to be without a mask at all. So it was crazy and scary and strange. Clear your hands or clean your hands after removing the mask. So we had said that. We got the do's and don'ts on this thing, excuse me, and the different things about this mask. Very interesting, though. Very, very interesting. So they want you to clean your hands before you put it on, when you take it off. You know what I mean? Wow. And even when you're putting it in the bag. So putting it in the bag, you know, and I guess these are the ones that you're wearing every day because if it was the kind you discard, there's no sense putting it in the bag. You know what I mean? No sense putting it in the bag. That R word has got me though. I keep looking at it. This is reality TV, and I'm serious. I like to know what in the world that word is. Oh, resealable. Ain't that something? I went to college. A resealable bag. So they don't want you doing it. You got the sandwich ones that flip off and out and over, and you got the different things. But in this case, you got the kind, like I showed you, the resealable. It had my puff puff in it, the new thing that I didn't get to use. But I have, I keep box of those kind of things. So if I have to do that, and that way the dirt of it can stay in there and until I can wash it. Because sometimes you ain't coming in the house washing it after you did all of that to discard it. So, so I hope that was helpful to you about gatherings, about masks, about cleaning your hands and stuff like that. I wanted it to be helpful to you in some kind of way. The little checklist that I was told and I was given. I wanted you to have the same thing that I was given. So I hope everything is well, great, and good. Enjoy your new year. Enjoy everything that's happening going on. I'm sure there's marvelous and great things happening for you and will even happen to you even in 2021. 2020 was interesting and different, and we learned a lot. It was scary, it was painful, and it was strange. And it was, there's not enough words to describe it. But I'd like to see the pandemic go and gone, and I like it to be rid of. And whatever it takes to get rid of it, if it's 1,000 hand washes and all of that, whatever it takes for them to get rid of it out of all of our country, it would be great. Just to listen to what they're saying. And it's sometimes hard to listen because you listen to one thing and then you find out next week is something different. So do what you can and the best you can and stay safe, whatever you're doing. Please stay safe. Do your research, do your homework, dig, if you have to dig. Take care of your kidneys and they'll take care of you. All right? Take care of that whole body because it's yours. How about that? hmm I ain't mad at you. Much love and peace. This is Elisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. I got nothing but love for you. Peace, blessings, and strength. How about that? Bye. Prayers and praying.